Start the meeting.
Good afternoon, everyone. I hope you all are doing well. On behalf of Vidhi Gyata, I warmly welcome all of you to today's webinar, Beyond the Black Coat What It Really Takes to Practice Law. I am Payal Jangra, Operating Officer at Vidhi Gyata, and I have the privilege of hosting today's session. We are really happy to have all of you with us today. Before we proceed, I would like to request everyone to kindly note few instructions. Number one, please keep your microphones muted throughout the session. Number two, attendance is compulsory for certificate eligibility. And number three, if you have any question, please note that down in the chat box and dedicated question answer session will be conducted after speaker's address. Guys, as law students, we often hear that getting internship from the first year, second year, and so on is very important. And yes, it is. Internship do play a big role in our journey. But is getting internship alone enough to become a good advocate? The answer is no. To become a successful advocate, we need much more than internship. We need strong legal knowledge, good communication skills, confidence, discipline, professional ethics, and the ability to keep learning throughout our career. That is exactly what today's session is about. We are honored to have with us Advocate Divanshu Tiwari, who practice at the Jabalpur High Court. Mr. Tiwari will share his experience and practical insight to help us understand what it really takes to build a successful career in litigation. I'm sure today's session will be full of valuable learning and guidance for all of us. Without taking much more time, I would like to invite Advocate Tiwari to deliver today's session. Sir, the virtual stage is all yours.
Hello everyone. As you here sit today in front of all your screens, you're not merely attending a webinar. You guys are standing at the threshold of going into courtrooms, practicing, and making your clients feel that their future and their life is in the safe hands. For years, your skills, your vocab, everything has been tested only on the basis of what you write in your exams. Now, entire framework will disappear. Your drafting will not be judged only by way of an examination. Whatever you will write, it will be an official document for the court and it will decide the fate of your clients. This transition, actually, uh, regard to which we are talking, we are connected today. This transition from classroom to the courtroom, it is often underestimated. The way I came here when I was a law student for 8 semesters of BA LLB, I was preparing for judiciary exams. Why? Because we guys are made like that. हम ऐसा होता है ना कि हमें अगर किसी ने बोल दिया द काइंड ऑफ इंस्टीट्यूट वी आर फ्रॉम वहां ऐसा है कि इट इज लाइक अ भेड़ चाल आप आप वहां जाते हो तो ये चीज आपके दिमाग में फ्रॉम द वेरी बिगिनिंग फ्रॉम द वेरी इंसेप्शन इट हैज बीन फिक्स्ड एक्चुअली फॉर द स्टूडेंट्स फ्रॉम आवर इंस्टीट्यूशंस, जो मेरे इंस्टीट्यूशन से हैं उनको ये चीज पता होगी। तो उन्हें ऐसा समझाया जाता था कि आप जुडिशरी के लिए बने हुए, बट होता ये है कि हम अभी या तो तीन फेजेस होते हैं लॉ स्टूडेंट्स के, या तो हम ये डिसाइड कर चुके होते हैं कि हमें क्या करना है, या तो हम ये डिसाइड कर रहे होते हैं कि हमें क्या करना है, या तो हम किसी ऐसी चीज में फंसे होते हैं जैसे जिससे हमें निकलना है और कुछ ऐसा करना है जिसके लिए शायद हम बने हुए। और ये डिसाइड कर पाना कि हम किसके लिए बने हुए हैं, ये एक लर्निंग फेज है। व्हेन यू हैव द एक्सपोजर ऑफ एवरीथिंग, व्हेन यू हैव ट्राइड एवरीथिंग, trying you have tried in house, you have tried corporate internships, you have tried litigation internships, you have tried judicial internships, आपको ये समझ में आता है कि एट द एंड आप किस चीज के लिए बने हुए हैं। कुछ लोग होते हैं जिनको एकेडमिक्स में जाना है, जो पीएचडी परस्यू कर रहे हैं, जो डॉक्टरेट आगे, जो मतलब बेसिकली ऐसा है कि दे विल गेट टू नो, चाहे तो वो उनके प्रोफेशन का बहुत, उनके लॉ स्टूडेंट जर्नी का बहुत इंसेप्शन हो या वो बहुत आगे बढ़ चुके हो, बट एट द एंड 10वें सेमेस्टर तक या एलएलबी के छठे सेमेस्टर तक, सिक्स सेमेस्टर तक, यू गाइज विल गेट टू नो कि हमें करना क्या है। तो फॉर द 8 semesters आई वॉज प्रिपेयरिंग फॉर जुडिशरी। इन द हमारे इंस्टीट्यूशन में 9 सेमेस्टर में एविडेंस एक्ट और सीपीसी लगा करता था। तो सीपीसी पढ़ के ऐसा लगा कि इट इज समथिंग विच शुड नॉट बी रेड ओनली फॉर एग्जाम्स पर्पज, इट इज समथिंग विच इज टू बी यूज्ड। और जितने भी लॉ स्टूडेंट्स अभी कनेक्टेड हैं, जितने भी लोग आगे कनेक्ट करेंगे, या जितने भी लोगों से, अच्छा सबसे इंपॉर्टेंट चीज ये है कि अभी जैसे आज अभी करेंटली मीटिंग में 77 लोग ज्वाइंड हैं, 5-10 लोग जो टीम के हैं उनको छोड़ के जितने भी लोग ज्वाइंड हैं, आई रिक्वेस्ट यू गाइस कि अगर आप जो कुछ भी यहाँ से 2-4%, 1-2 लाइन जो भी मुझसे ले जा पाए, ट्राई इसको शेयर करने का, जितना कर सके, जितना लोगों से बात कर सके, जितना अपने आसपास वो लोग जो किसी कारणवश या लैक ऑफ नॉलेज से जो ये ज्वाइन नहीं कर पाया, कुछ भी ऐसा उनके पास ऐसा नहीं हो, उनको ये चीजें शेयर करना। रियलिटी क्या है? रियलिटी में ऐसा है कि ड्राफ्टिंग इज नॉट अ डिस्प्ले ऑफ वोकेबलरी, इट इज एन इंस्ट्रूमेंट ऑफ कम्युनिकेशन। दिस इज द reality of legal practice. When I was in my 4th semester, one of my teacher told me that in MP Judiciary Mains exam, somebody was writing an answer and he needed an answer for the definition of law. And you guys will get shocked कि उस इंसान ने उसका उत्तर लिखा, उसका आंसर लिखा, law is nothing but a game of words. So law is nothing but a game of words. And the words, ये words कहाँ से आ रहे हैं? तो ये वर्ड्स जो आ रहे हैं ये हम लेके आते हैं। हम मतलब आप चाहे वो एज एन एडवोकेट लेके आ रहे हो, चाहे आप वो एज लीगल ऑफिसर्स इन पीएसयूज, लॉ असिस्टेंट्स, लीगल रिसर्चर्स, देयर आर सो मेनी पोस्ट, देयर आर सो मेनी थिंग्स टू डू व्हेन यू हैव परस्यूड लॉ। अब इसको एक एग्जांपल से समझाता हूँ। व्हेन आई वाज इन माय फर्स्ट ईयर ऑफ प्रैक्टिस at 10:25, I was standing in the corridors of the court. My matter was listed at serial number 1. The matter was about to get called in next 5 minutes. And then I realized that there is a last order sheet in that matter, जिसमें I was required to file a certified copy of that specific order. ये स्टोरी लगभग लगभग सबके साथ घटी होगी। सर्टिफाइड कॉपी के लिए घट सकती है, किसी डॉक्यूमेंट के लिए घट सकती है, पर्सनल अपीयरेंस के लिए घट सकती है, किसी भी चीज के लिए। तो आई वॉज रिक्वायर्ड टू फाइल अ सर्टिफाइड कॉपी विद एन एप्लीकेशन बिकॉज द ऑनरेबल कोर्ट डायरेक्टेड मी टू डू सो, एंड आई फॉरगॉट। At 10:30 the matter is listed, At that moment, I realized that it is not something which we can be taught in our law schools. Because when we are in law schools, we do not have any baggage, to be honest. Why? Because हमें किसी को सेव नहीं करना है. हमें अपने 10, 20, 25, 30, 40 नंबर के एग्जाम में एक सेटिस्फैक्ट्री और एक रिस्पेक्टफुल नंबर पाना है और डिग्री ले लेनी है. लेकिन उसके बाद का जो सफर शुरू होता है कि फॉर एग्जाम्पल आप मान के चलो कि आई एम अपियरिंग इन वन ऑफ माई मैटर बिफोर DRT. इन दैट मैटर 2 लोग एप्लीकेंट हैं, एक लोन लिया. फादर ने सन के नाम पे लोन लिया एंड फादर वाज द को एप्लीकेंट. फादर है हैड अ गुड बिजनेस, फर्नीचर का अच्छा खासा बिजनेस, उसने लोन ले लिया एंड ही वाज रीपेइंग द इंस्टॉलमेंट्स ऑन टाइम. ड्यूरिंग कोविड ही डाइड and the loan was basically borrowed on the security of the only house where they were living. It was about 800 square feet and the father died during COVID. And the whole family, in the whole family, he was the sole breadwinner, the father. In 2022, the bank was declared as, the account was declared as NPA. He was issued several notices. अगर किसी ने सरफाइजी पढ़ा हो तो सरफाइजी में सेक्शन 13 के नोटिसेस बहुत मैंडेटरी होते हैं. मतलब मैंडेटरी एक्चुअली सरफाइजी एक्ट में 9 पॉइंट एफिडेविट का बड़ा रोल होता है. उसमें आपको 13(2), 13(4), 13(5) सेक्शन 13 के नोटिसेस देने होते हैं. तो the party basically they were my client, so they were served with notices, 13(2), 13(4), 13(5), everything, every single thing was served, and the matter came to me in the year 2026. Notices were issued in 2022. Why so? Because the bank was silent for 4 years. Bank issued pre-sale notices. Pre-sale notices are required to be issued before you are auctioning any property under SARFAESI. So when the notice of section 13(5) was issued, if I'm not wrong, it was issued in October 2022. And the notice for auction of that secured asset was issued in the year 2026. After 4 years. Now the question is, क्या ये क्लेम जो बैंक का था ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ, अच्छा 1 मिनट के लिए चैट्स ऑन कर देना. आई जस्ट वांट योर आंसर्स गाइस कि 2022 में प्री सेल नोटिसेस इशू करने के बाद एक जनरल सा कॉन्सेप्ट है, मैं ये सरफाइजी के नॉलेज के बेसिस पे नहीं पूछ रहा हूं, मैं एज लॉ स्टूडेंट्स पूछ रहा हूं. क्या 2022 में प्री सेल नोटिसेस इशू करने के बाद उसी प्रॉपर्टी का उसी प्री सेल नोटिस के बेसिस पे 2026 में आफ्टर 4 इयर्स ऑक्शन करना वाज राइट और नॉट? यस और नो? Where I can see the chats.
In the upper right corner.
Sorry?
Upper right corner. Where we can see the attendance, there is a chat box option.
Okay, actually I am not able to find it. Can you please help me with the answers?
So actually the answers are no in the majority. And you can
In the
find the chat
majority.
box, yes, in the
Okay, okay.
Notification panel of
So
the settings.
in the majority, the answer is no. Actually, this is the loop. This is why we stand. This is why we are needed in the society. Actually, they are my clients. The claim is still the bank should not have invoked the proceedings of SARFAESI on the basis of a pre-sale notice issued in the year 2022, but there is nothing in the SARFAESI which provides you cannot auction a property for which you have issued a pre-sale notice way before in 2022 after 4 years. Only the requirement is you'll have to give a 30-day prior notice. That's it. 30-day prior notice is required in the act. Now the major issue is अब कोर्ट को ये पॉइंट समझाना है. कोर्ट को ये पॉइंट जब आप समझाते हो तो ये किस बेसिस पे समझाओगे? देयर इज अ प्रिंसिपल, सबने पढ़ा होगा लगभग आज की डेट में तो सबको पढ़ाया जाने लगा. IRAC, द कॉन्सेप्ट ऑफ ड्राफ्टिंग, basically the rule of drafting, the golden rule for drafting is, जिनको नहीं पता होगा प्लीज note it down, IRAC. So basically this is how you draft a petition, a draft anything in law basically. How? Firstly, you'll have to address what's the issue. जैसे मान लो इनके केस में क्या था कि उनकी प्रॉपर्टी ऑक्शन हो गई. नाउ दे वर इन पोजीशन. इन सेक्शन 14 ऑफ SARFAESI देयर इज अ प्रोविजन कि जिसमें बैंक या जो क्रेडिटर है वो प्रॉपर्टी का पोजीशन लेने के लिए ही और द बैंक और एनी creditor can file an application under section 14 before the CJM or CMM or district magistrate, ADM, wherever there is availability like this. Now after section 14, when section 14 is allowed, the borrower is directed to submit the possession, basically hand over the possession. Now when order under section 14 is passed, you are required to file an application under section 17 before DRT. ये सब मैं क्यों बता रहा हूँ? Although I am not needed to tell you guys about the sections and all, but मैं ये चाहता हूँ कि अगर इन बातों का कुछ भी अगर रह जाएगा तो हो सकता है कोई सेक्शन रह जाए, और कोई सेक्शन रह जाएगा तो काम कर जाएगा कहीं पे. तो मेरे ये बताने का मतलब ये था, हाँ मैं इशू बता रहा था, सॉरी. तो इशू उनका ये हुआ कि उनका पोजीशन जाना है. पोजीशन जाना है ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ कि उनका अकाउंट एनपीए डिक्लेयर हो गया, उनको प्रॉपर नोटिस इशू हुए, उनको प्री सेल नोटिस इशू हुआ, उनकी प्रॉपर्टी ऑक्शन हो चुकी है. इट्स द ओनली पोजीशन व्हिच इज विद देम. I filed this case on 30th of 22nd of June. 23rd was the date जहां पोजीशन जाना था. 22nd I got the matter filed. 23rd I mentioned the matter in the morning and I got a stay in their favor. On the ground, not on the ground of the delay which was caused. Now, why did I say कि not on the ground of? मैंने इशू बताया, ये इशू था. दूसरा है R is rule. Now my issue is being covered under which rule? This is the second thing. And if my issue is being covered under any rule, how would that rule apply to my case? तो A for application. Application से हमें पता चलेगा कि ये रूल हम पे अप्लाई कैसे हो. And fourth one is conclusion. Conclusion is the very important, most crucial and most underrated clause or point of a drafting. तुम्हें ये पता होना चाहिए कि तुम्हें क्या मांगना है. Law is very rigid. Law is very rigid about अगर तुमने नहीं मांगा है तुम्हें नहीं मिलेगा. Even if you are deserving, even if your case deserve, नहीं मिलेगा. This is how it works basically. This is how it works. If you have not asked for any relief, you will not get it. So the most crucial thing is a paragraph which is exclusively there for a review. चलो तो अभी मैं आपको एक ड्राफ्ट दिखाता हूं हाई कोर्ट में कैसे एक ड्राफ्ट बनता है. मेरी स्क्रीन दिखेगी क्या? बताना अगर दिखे तो. दिख रही है क्या?
यस सर.
हाँ. सो ये एक ड्राफ्ट है. देखो इसमें देखो सबसे पहला चीज अपन ने क्या देखा, ये यहाँ पे देखो आप लोग, तो ये पूरा ये है उसका कॉस्ट आइटम. फिर हमने देखा यहाँ पे इंडेक्स. ये मैं दिखा रहा हूं फॉर रेफरेंस पर्पसेज ओनली, एक बार देख लें आप. इसके बाद क्या आता है? क्रोनोलॉजिकल इवेंट्स. ये हमारे यहां इसको बहुत इग्नोर करते हैं जनरल प्रैक्टिस. बट as far as I have heard about Delhi High Court and most of the high courts, they rely heavily upon these chronology of events. Thereafter, this para comes, this page comes. This is the most important one. Why? यहाँ देखो ये सील लगी हुई है हाई कोर्ट की, यही सील लगती है हाई कोर्ट की. ये इंपॉर्टेंट क्यों है? ये आपकी पार्टी हो गई. ये जो तीन लोग हैं ये कौन होंगे? ये सबसे इंपॉर्टेंट चीज होती है. क्यों होती है? क्योंकि देयर इज अ प्रोविजन फॉर नॉन जॉइंडर एंड मिस जॉइंडर ऑफ पार्टीज. क्योंकि सीपीसी अप्लाइज एवरीवेयर. ये ध्यान रखना, wherever no statute is there, CPC would apply. And you guys will be shocked कि every proceeding under Hindu Marriage Act is considered to be civil, but the proceedings for maintenance is considered to be quasi-criminal in marriage. But provisions of CPC are applicable in those maintenance proceedings. So everywhere there is a loop in law. Now come, ये तीन पार्टीज क्यों इंपॉर्टेंट है? क्योंकि आपको ये देखना है कि आपका जो इशू है वो कौन सही कर सकता है और किसकी वजह से वो जेनरेट हुआ. इसके बाद यहां हम देखते हैं पर्टिकुलर्स. आपको स्पेसिफिकली चैलेंज करना होता है व्हेन यू आर देयर आर 5 रेट्स: मैंडेमस, प्रोहिबिशन, सर्चुरराई, को वारंटो एंड हेबियस कॉर्पस. तो जो सर्चुरराई की रेट होती है, इट इज सीकिंग डिसमिसल और rejection or setting aside of any particular order, notification, circular, anything. When you are seeking its basically its rejection, its setting aside from the very inception, like this order. What had happened in this case was, यहाँ आपको सब्जेक्ट मैटर इन ब्रीफ लिखना पड़ेगा. सो बेसिकली देखो यहाँ से अपन देखते हैं फ्रॉम द सेकंड पैरा, द petitioner industry is a traditional agro based unit operating at village Sarekha district Balaghat. The milk catters, ठीक है. So basically हमें ये पता चल गया, the petitioner is a rice mill industry. Thereafter इम्प्यून्ड ऑर्डर को आपको बताना पड़ेगा, ये है इम्प्यून्ड। इम्प्यून्ड टर्म यूज की जाती है, याद रखिएगा, हमेशा impugned. So this was the impugned order. Now we'll explain the impugned order and why are we challenging it. We will read this. So this is how it works. Now come to the facts. अब यहाँ पे ये इंपॉर्टेंट है, ये इंपॉर्टेंट इसलिए है, ये देखना मैंने इसीलिए यहाँ पे रोका। ये देखें, सेकंड, मैटर्स नॉट प्रीवियसली फाइल्ड और पेंडिंग। व्हाई सो? ठीक, तो ये इंपॉर्टेंट है। इसके बाद details of the remedy is exhausted. Why is it important? Because you cannot come to the court if you have any alternative remedy with you, except in cases where there is a violation of natural justice, where there is a violation or overreach of the jurisdiction, or where the parties are not there. There is a misjoinder or not joinder of the parties. In those cases only you can file a writ petition directly. Otherwise, you'll have to go through with all your remedies available with you. Then only you can reach to the writ court. So basically, आते हैं अभी मिथ्स पे कि मिथ्स क्या है। ये आप देख लो एक बार, ये पूरे फैक्ट्स हो गए। नाउ अब इसको मैं आपको समझा दे रहा हूं। ये फैक्ट्स हो गए, ये अपन ने पूरा अपना इश्यू बता दिया। इसके बाद अपन बताएंगे ये ग्राउंड्स। ये सेक्शन 31A बताया अपन ने, ये हो गया रूल। हाउ वुड इट अप्लाई? ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ दीज ग्राउंड्स इट वुड अप्लाई, एंड देयर आफ्टर दिस इज द मोस्ट क्रूशियल बिट, relieves you to issue a writ of certiorari and to quash the impugned order dated so and so, passed by so and so, in exercise of this rule. ठीक है? So now come to the myths. There are so many myths basically in our profession. There are so many myths that if basically अगर आप देखो तो पहला myth तो ये है कि ऑब्जेक्शन योर ऑनर, फाड़ दीजिए कानून की ये किताबें, और एग्रेसिव आर्ग्यूमेंट, एग्रेसिव बोलना, और बेसिकली अभी आज की डेट पे अभी आपने देखा होगा, अभी एक वीडियो बहुत ज्यादा वायरल हो रहा है, उसमें ही अब्यूज्ड सीजेआई। आई एम सॉरी, ओके 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 सॉरी। सो everywhere we are influenced by the movies, web series, the reels. Abhi to BCI has issued a circular with regard to the controlling the social media content creation with regard to our profession. So basically, it's a myth. There is nothing like objection, Your Honor, or anything. There is nothing like this. I have seen so many of senior advocates who just appear in the matters and get the relief. They argue for 1 or 2 minutes silently. They just put their points and they get the relief. There is nothing like ki you will have to be at your toes every time, and aggression is the only thing which can help you in getting the relief. Second thing, there is no courtroom drama actually. There is nothing like people are clapping, they are sitting in the courtrooms and people are clapping on the arguments made by the seniors, made by the juniors. Judges are joking. So it's not there. Actually, it's not there. And third thing, litigation does not mean courtroom only. ऐसा बिल्कुल नहीं होता. Litigation includes the client meetings, tribunals, documentations, negotiations, phone calls. रात को 10 बजे हो, रात को 2 बजे हो. If it's your client, it is a part of litigation. Number 4, आपको सबसे बड़ा क्वेश्चन तो ये समझना पड़ेगा. You'll have to practice. You'll have to practice for 12 to 14 hours a day. And I am not telling you this only to shatter your dreams or demotivate you. It's actually the motivation. It's actually the motivation. Now, even I am a junior lawyer. I practiced under my senior for 2.5 years. My senior uh, office was the Office of Advocate General in the MP High Court. So I practiced for both the sides, for the state also. Why so? Because my office used to appear for so many corporations like electricity boards, metro rail corporations, uh, road development corporations, everything. So basically, what I was trying to say is, I have seen the practice from both the angles. The only thing which is required to be done is to be dedicated, to be loyal to your office. How so? एक मिनट के लिए अपन ऐसा सोचते हैं. इवन आई एम अ जूनियर लॉयर, आई एम नॉट सेइंग दैट जूनियर शुड नॉट बी गिवन एनी काइंड ऑफ स्टाइपेंड और कंपेंसेशन और सॉरी, आई एम रियली सॉरी, remuneration for their hard work. But when you see it in a big larger picture, in very initial stage, I'm not saying that after 2 or 3 years you should not get any remuneration, but in the very initial year, whenever you join any coaching institute, you get to learn something from them, and for that you pay a good handsome amount. So it's a coaching only. You guys are going to learn on the credibility of somebody else. मेरे सीनियर का क्लाइंट है, I am appearing for him. If the case is dismissed, the credibility of my senior is gone. I have nothing to do with it. बहती गंगा है, मैं हाथ धो रहा हूं बस. That's it. But at that point only, your responsibility, how you are going to be in the upcoming 30, 40, 20 years of the profession. This depends. This depends on what? This depends कि आप किस माइंडसेट से सीखने गए हो. ठीक है, आप अगर ये सोच के गए हो कि नहीं, फॉर एग्जाम्पल, आई वेंट इनटू दिस एरिया ऑफ प्रैक्टिस, व्हाई? आई डू नॉट हैव एन आंसर. मेरे दिमाग में एक दिन आया, when I went to the court with one of my professors who used to come to the department only for the guest lectures, and he was a practicing advocate in the local district court. And when I went to the court with him, I made up my mind that this is what I am going to do for the rest of my life, and this is what I am made for. So you guys will get that call from your inner instinct that this is what you are made for. What is basically, I will tell you, एक दिन कैसा होता है. कोई फिक्स नहीं हो सकता कभी भी. किसी भी एडवोकेट का एक दिन, इट कैन, द एडवोकेसी इज द ओनली प्रोफेशन जहां मोनोटोनस नहीं हो सकता कभी कुछ, क्योंकि एक जैसा 2 दिन कभी हो ही नहीं सकता. पॉसिबल ही नहीं है वो. एक जैसा 2 दिन कैसे होगा? आज जो मैं लगेगा अभी, तो वो डिफरेंट स्टेज पे लगेगा, डिफरेंट चीज के लिए लगेगा, डिफरेंट आर्ग्यूमेंट्स होंगे, डिफरेंट पॉइंट्स होंगे. बट जनरली आप मानो कि कोर्ट रूम से ट्राइब्यूनल्स, ट्राइब्यूनल से कोर्ट रूम से ऑफिस, ऑफिस से, ये एक सर्कल है, आप इसी में घूम रहे, इसी में घूम रहे। बट ये मैटर क्यों करता है, इतना इंपॉर्टेंट क्यों है? वाई सो मच इंपॉर्टेंस इज गिवन टू द टाइम? यहाँ पे बहुत सारे लोग हैं, सो मेनी पीपल आर देयर जो was second generation or third generation in this profession. They'll understand what am I trying to say, that there is nothing like monotonous in this profession. एक जैसा चलता है, ऐसा हो ही, इस प्रोफेशन में अलग अलग दिन, अलग अलग एक्सपीरियंसेस, अलग अलग चीज. नाउ व्हाई इज इट इंपॉर्टेंट, आई विल टेल यू. For example, I'll tell you from the picture of my area of practice. So पहला देखो, अगर मान लो लैंड एक्विजिशन या एनवायरमेंटल लॉ से रिलेटेड कोई मैटर आता, नाउ यू आर स्टैंडिंग फॉर ऑर्डिनरी लैंड ओनर्स और कम्युनिटीज एंड अगेंस्ट द पावरफुल स्टेट, द पावरफुल कंपनीज, एंटिटीज, because in land acquisition matters these are the only entities which are usually against you. So हम किस लिए हैं? We are there to stand for those ordinary farmers, landowners against the powerful state and the powerful entities. At this point, this at this point, the sentence I used in the very beginning of this lecture, that your drafting is not merely an expression of your vocabulary. Your drafting is an instrument of communication for so many people, so many clients, so many lives are depending upon you when you are coming to this profession. For example, writ petitions. Writ petitions are, मैंने भी बताया आपको, writ petitions are not usually entertained when you come to the court directly. Even if there is nothing available statutorily, that you'll have to go before this and this and this, then you can file a writ. Even if there is nothing statutorily given, you will have to give a representation to the appropriate authority before coming to the court under Article 226. And you'll have to give an appropriate time to that appropriate authority to decide your representation. And if that authority is sitting over your representation and sitting over your rights, even after passing of a reasonable time, then you can file a writ petition before High Court. So it is very important. Basically, why? Because if you have right to be heard, if you have audi altrum partem, the state also have this. दोनों, although you are required to file a petition against state, but that does not mean that state does not have any right to say. Why so? Because even if you will get an order in your favor in writ petition, the state will file a writ appeal. State is equally a party to that proceeding. So this is how you file a writ petition. So far as arbitration and tribunals are concerned, they are constituted for specific purposes that you guys know. For example, in MP there is MP Arbitration Tribunal. Let us understand this. So in MP Arbitration Tribunal, this MP Arbitration Tribunal is established under MP Madhyastam Adhikaran Adhiniyam. I'm sorry, this is not available in English. This act is available in English, but the name is the same, MP Madhyastam Adhikaran Adhiniyam, 1983 or 84, if I'm not wrong. In that act, it is specifically written that the contracts which are works contract. What is works contract? It is defined in the Act itself, Section 2I of the MP मध्यस्थम अधिकरण अधिनियम. What would be works contract? उसमें उसके पूरे कैटेगरी के लिए बताया है कि this will be involved. Then the contract will be considered in a category of works contract. So there is a specific framework given. Even in those cases, in a contract matter, this dispute is required to be resolved under the provisions of the MP Madhyastham Adhikaran Adhiniyam. It is specifically written, and in most of the state of MP contracts, the government of MP contracts are covered under that specific act only. But even if this provision is there, if I, being the contractor, am terminated with my contract without giving me any opportunity of hearing, I am not required to go under the provisions of the MP Madhyastham Adhikaran Adhiniyam. I can directly file a writ petition under Article 226 before the High Court. Why? Because my principles of natural justice have been violated. There are so many judgments on this point that when you can bypass having an alternative remedy. ठीक, तो ये एक चीज हो गई. Now, what is the core skill which works in law? There are only three: reading, drafting, briefing. रीडिंग में हमेशा 3 क्वेश्चंस रीड करो. मान लो आपको एक 40 पेज का, व्हेन आई फॉर एग्जांपल आई हैव गिवन यू अ जजमेंट passed by honorable Supreme Court, consists of 40 pages, and I have given you 5 minutes only to understand what is the law content. Now, you will have to ask 3 questions to yourself. First, issue क्या है? What's the issue? Ignore the facts for a moment. What's the issue? पहले समझो प्रॉब्लम क्या है. डॉक्टर के पास जाते हैं, सबसे पहले डॉक्टर पूछता है आपको क्या प्रॉब्लम है, पहले वो बताओ. ठीक है. सेकंड क्वेश्चन, व्हाट डिड द कोर्ट डिसाइड. ठीक है. व्हाट डिड द कोर्ट डिसाइड. इसको क्या बोलते हैं, उसको रेशियो डिसाइडेंडी भी बोलते हैं, कि court has given you something in an order which is binding upon. Now, in the age of AI, for example, I am appearing for the petitioner and one of you is appearing for the respondent. I have made submissions before the court, you have made submissions before the court. It is obvious that I must have made submissions before the court in favor of my client, and same goes with you. But in the age of AI, whenever you will search for a specific judgment, there are high chances, even I can say there are 99% chances that you can get the judgment only on the basis of the submissions made by me or you. अगर मैंने बोल दिया कि साहब सेक्शन 14 में ऐसा ऐसा बोला जाता है, भले उस पर बोला जाता हो नहीं बोला जाता हो, दैट इज अ डिफरेंट थिंग, बट देयर आर हाई चांसेस कि आपको एआई वो ही जजमेंट दे देगा ओनली ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ द सबमिशंस मेड बाय मी. सो it's your responsibility to point out, to bifurcate the binding principle, the operative paragraph of a judgment which has been laid down by the judge, which is not a submission made by you, which is not a submission made by the other party. That is the submission made by the court. That is the observation made by the court while going into the facts and circumstances of the court of your case. And third question, ये judgment हमने पढ़ लिया, issue हमने देख लिया, judgment हमने पढ़ लिया. Now how would it apply to my case? ऐसे तो नहीं पढ़ रहे होंगे हम judgment. If, और अगर मान लो ऐसे भी पढ़ रहे हैं, as law students भी पढ़ रहे हैं, तो हमको अपने दिमाग में बनाना है कि how would it apply to my case? अगर मेरे पास एक केस होता तो ये कैसे अप्लाई करता मेरे केस. ठीक है. इसके बाद एक मैं आपको एक प्रैक्टिकल टिप बताता हूं जो मेरी है. जब मुझे जजमेंट मिलती है, अगर आप लोगों ने किसी ने भी एससीसी ऑनलाइन की जजमेंट देखी हो, ठीक है, it is very important to get the judgments from the trusted sources only. That is why I'm saying, अगर आपने एससीसी ऑनलाइन की जजमेंट्स देखी होंगी तो एससीसी ऑनलाइन में पहले वो हेड नोट होता है, हेड नोट होता है, वहां पैराग्राफ्स बताए होते हैं, उसके बाद वो शुरू होता है, फिर उसके बाद उसमें पिटिशनर के सबमिशन, रिस्पोंडेंट के सबमिशन, फिर क्रॉस, फिर इसके बाद जजेस का क्वेश्चन, सबमिशन, फिर इसके बाद एक और ऑपरेटिव पैरा शुरू होता है। तो पहले हेड नोट पढ़िए, हेड नोट से आप ये समझिए कि ये जजमेंट किस लॉ पॉइंट पे है, फिर उस लॉ पॉइंट को जिस पैराग्राफ में दिया गया है पहले वो पैराग्राफ पढ़िए, तो आपको समझ में आ जाएगा कि हमें कहां जाना है। ठीक है, नाउ यू विल रिक्वायर टू सर्च फॉर द पाथ। अब आप आओगे इशू कि यहां पहुंचने के लिए कौन सा रास्ता लेना पड़ा था, कैसे ये हमारे ये केस था, फिर ये कैसे अप्लाई हुआ, व्हाट वाज द वे, व्हाट वाज द पाथ। ठीक है, अब सेकेंड चीज आती है आपकी, एक रीडिंग हो गई, सेकेंड चीज आती है आपकी ड्राफ्ट। हाउ वुड इट ड्राफ्ट, हाउ वुड इट बी ड्राफ्ट। उसका वही प्रिंसिपल है जो मैंने आपको बताया, IRAC, द मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग। आपको समझना होगा व्हाट्स द इशू, व्हाट इज द रूल विद रिगार्ड टू माय इशू, how would that rule apply to my issue, and now when I'll be having these three things, what relief should I ask for? This is the fourth thing you are required to search. So this is how you draft एक पिटीशन का। मान लो मैं आपको 1 मिनट के लिए एनाटॉमी समझाता हूँ पिटीशन की। तो सबसे पहली हो गई कॉज टाइटल। कॉज टाइटल में हो गया, इफ यू आर फॉर द पिटिशनर, पिटिशनर के पर्सपेक्टिव से बता रहे हैं, तो यू आर फॉर द पिटिशनर, you will have to write the name, age, occupation, father's name, address of your client, petitioner. Then respondent. Respondent में आपको ये देखना होगा कि who's the authority, जिसके एक्शन या इनएक्शन से you are affected. फिर how would you travel to that authority? For example, if I am affected by regional officer of Pollution Control Board, then I'll travel from Ministry of Environment to regional officer, because the regional officer is the junior most officer, the regional based officer. तो आपको वहां से चलना पड़ेगा मिनिस्ट्री, फिर PCB का चेयरमैन, फिर रीजनल ऑफिसर ऑफ द पॉल्यूशन कंट्रोल बोर्ड। इट इज required that the all necessary parties are there, even if the ministry is not the party. You are required to make chairman MPPCB and regional officer PCB party. Why so? Because regional officer has no personal capacity. He has passed the order in capacity of being regional officer of Pollution Control Board. Then I am required to make chairman of that Pollution Control Board party first, then I'll make the regional officer of MP Pollution Control Board party second. So this is how you make a cause title. Thereafter, synopsis or subject matter in brief. In CAT, Central Administrative Tribunal, or in DRT, Debt Recovery Tribunal, or in GT, National Green Tribunal, there you are required to submit a synopsis also with your draft. The drafting may differ, the format may differ. That is why I'm making the submission only on the basis of what I have practiced, what I have gone through, what I have experienced before MP High Court. That is I only I'm telling you. कुछ चीजें डिफर कर सकती है, बट नॉट एवरीथिंग, सबका पैटर्न सेम है। थर्ड थिंग इज लिस्ट ऑफ डेट, दैट मैंने भी आपको बताया, क्रोनोलॉजिकल टेबल जो होती है। फोर्थ थिंग इज ग्राउंड, सबसे इंपॉर्टेंट चीज है ग्राउंड्स। ग्राउंड्स में आपको ये बताना पड़ेगा, एक बहुत छोटा सा एग्जांपल ये है कि बहुत छोटे बेबीज, बहुत छोटा जो बेबी होता है, एज लॉन्ग एज इट इज ही और शी साइलेंट, नोबडी अंडरस्टैंड्स कि उन्हें भूख लगी हो सकती है। तो एक छोटा सा एग्जांपल अपन लेते हैं यहाँ पे। fishing is considered as an act done by elite class mostly. Fishing. एक कम्युनिटी होती है जो फिशिंग करती है फॉर देयर डेली वेजेस, फॉर देयर लाइवलीहुड, एंड देयर इज अ कम्युनिटी which does the fishing as an act or as a gesture of being an elitist. Why so? I have heard Javed Akhtar once, and he said that fishes do not have the vocal cord and they cannot cry. You cannot hear. That is why you cannot understand the pain they are going through. So we are the vocal cords for so many people, for so many clients. And when you are being considered as vocal cord of the society, it's your responsibility कि आप बताओगे कि मुझे फला व्यक्ति को ये मिलना है साहब. I am an advocate. I am referring to some client that to the court that, my lords, this client deserves to be given this relief. But why? This is what is needed in the category, in the paragraph of the grounds. You will have to tell the court, कि साहब, this to be given. But why so? So how does any rule, how does your contentions apply to your case? That application part is the crucial thing, and that application part is made for the grounds. And then prayer clause, relief clause, conclusion. It should be specific, it should be clear, it should be actionable. This is the basic crux of the relief. And thereafter briefing. Briefing कैसे? Briefing seniors के लिए या किसी को आप बता रहे हो तो briefing आपको आनी चाहिए in the very initial days of your practice being a junior, because in the very initial stage you are required to brief your seniors most of the time. तो पहला, whenever you are reading any case law, whenever you are reading any file, top page and at the very top, just summarize it in 1, 2 or 3 lines. Matter क्या है? So that the senior could understand only by saying that line, single line. Second, procedural history. Why? In the chronological events, in the chronology of events, you will write what has happened till the date you have filed the petition. But if that matter is listed for 1, 2 or 3 or 4 times, you are required to prepare a procedural history. Now, if you can recall, I mentioned that I forgot a certified copy of an order. If basically this is where we lack. This is what is not taught in the law schools. This is what we understand when we come to this profession, that we are required to be more cautious because we are not fighting for ourselves. The party, the client has trusted you, and now it's your responsibility. Whatever it takes, you cannot leave your clients. This is what I have learned from the law, from my experience of practice. So basically, you are not required to क्या कहना चाहिए? You are not required to do something extraordinary. You are required to do the ordinary things with the same dedication, with the same focus. Same ordinary thing every single day. Now, एक बार रिकैप करते हैं जल्दी से. तो there is a life behind the black coat, which includes reading, which includes drafting, which includes briefing, और repeatedly तब तक जब तक वो अपना खुद का एक इंस्टिंक्ट ना बन जाए कि नाउ इट इज अ पार्ट ऑफ माय इंस्टिंक्ट एंड इट्स नॉट अ बोरिंग ट्रुथ, इट इज द रियल क्राफ्ट. जैसे कोई भी क्राफ्ट होती है ना, कोई भी क्राफ्ट होती है, उसमें मास्टरी जो होती है ना, वो टाइम के साथ आती है. इट टेक सो मच टाइम. एक वो दिन था जब मैं सर्टिफाइड कॉपी भूल गया था, उसके बाद से मैंने वो गलती नहीं करी दोबारा. मैं ऑर्डर्स पढ़ लेता एक बार सही, लेकिन मैं पिछले ऑर्डर शीट्स एक बार देख लेता हूं कि क्या. तो मेरा पर्पज ये है कि आज आप यहां से जा रहे हो तो अपने जीवन में मेरे यहां से एक चीज लेकर जाओ. बेसिकली एक नहीं, मैं 3 बता देता हूं. एक, फर्स्ट, हर हफ्ते एक जजमेंट पढ़ना शुरू करो. आप कहीं भी पा सकते हो जजमेंट. इंडियन कानून पे मिल जाती है, केस माइन पे मिल जाती है, एससीसी पे मिल जाएगी, मनपात्रा पे मिल जाएगी. देयर आर सो मेनी इंस्टीट्यूट्स जो ये सब सारे सारे डेटाबेसेस फ्री में देते हैं. यू गाइस हैव द एक्सेसिबिलिटी. ठीक है, जितना हो सके एक जजमेंट पढ़ो. एंड ड्यूरिंग योर इंटर्नशिप्स, व्हेनेवर यू गो फॉर एन इंटर्नशिप, note down a case number in whichever office you are practicing, you are interning. Note down a case number, and till the time that case is disposed, track the case's status. Track everything. What has been done, what has been filed, what was the reply, what was the rejoinder, what were the applications, what did the court ask. Everything. Only single case. I am telling you, single case. From the very beginning, from the day it is being filed to the day it is disposed. Only it requires only a single case. Single case. That's it. Second, if you really want to go for litigation, ask a junior lawyer, not a senior one. It is very important. Ask a junior lawyer to assist him throughout a day. Assist the junior lawyer because he is already assisting somebody. So assist him. You will get to know so many things जो आपको वो senior भी नहीं सिखा सकता था. Because you will get to learn what is the struggle. And along with this struggle, you will going to learn how the hard work is going to be done. This is very important. And third, I am available on LinkedIn. I am available on social media. I am available everywhere. If you guys want to ask anything with regard to your career, internships, anything, you guys can connect with me. I'll always be ready to answer your queries and I'll always try my level best to help you all. That's it from my side. I am open for the questions. If there are any, if there is any question, please.
If there are any questions, then please ask. Otherwise, we are closing the session.
No, it is only already 12:59. I took a little more time.
Okay. Thank you very much, sir, for such an insightful and engaging session. Your practical experience, advice, and valuable guidance has given us all like so much understanding. So before we conclude, I would like to share one of the most valuable lesson from today's session. Mr. Tiwari told us that in law, it is not enough to simply be right. You must also ask for the relief you seek. If you don't ask the court for a particular relief, the court generally cannot grant it, even if your case is strong. This reminds me of a simple example from cricket. Even if the batsman is clearly out, the umpire does not give the decision unless the fielding team appeals by asking, right? So the lesson is simple. Asking matter. If you don't ask, you may not get what you deserve. I think that's a powerful message for all of us, not just as future lawyers, but in the life as well. So, now to conclude professionally or officially, I would like to invite our technical head, Mr. Achyut Pat, to deliver the vote of thanks. Mr. Pat has a remarkable talent for technology. He combines his legal knowledge with technical expertise, helping build a strong digital presence that supports Vidhi Gyata's vision. Mr. Achyut Pat, the virtual stage is all yours. Thank you.
Thank you, Payal. Good afternoon, everyone. As we come to the conclusion of today's webinar, I'd like to express my sincere gratitude to our esteemed speaker, Advocate Divyanshu Tiwari, for sharing his valuable experience, practical insights, and guidance with all of us. Sir, your session has been highly informative and inspiring for aspiring legal professionals. We are grateful for the time and effort you dedicated to make this session meaningful. I would also like to thank all the participants who joined us today and actively engaged throughout the webinar. My heartfelt appreciation goes to the entire Vidyata team for their dedication and efforts in organizing this event successfully. We hope that today's discussion has provided valuable learning and practical perspectives that will help participants in their legal journey. Thank you once again to everyone for being a part of this wonderful webinar. Thank you, and stay connected with Vidyata for more such learning opportunities. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, guys.